Whatever you would have got information in the internet about the organization is not always true. So the person who starts telling about the history of a company, he is a person who knows exactly what the company has gone through. The induction will help the existing employee as well as the new employee to have a cordial relationship. Prepare a checklist before induction program, what you are supposed to speak, what you are not supposed to speak. You are supposed to have a checklist. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students for the third unit. Now here in this unit, we're gonna go with a beautiful concept, that is induction, training and compensation. What exactly this induction is all about? You'll be surprised to know that there are a lot of varieties of training, why we are supposed to go through training, what is the need of it, what are the uses of training. I'll be teaching you in this session. So here, when we go with induction, what exactly induction is? The minute you finish your recruitment selection, when you are placed, the induction starts. That is like an orientation. So what is induction? When we go with this word induction, induction means introduction. Introduction of whom? Of a new employee. So induction means introduction of a new employee to the job and the organization. It's like an icebreaker. The reason here is a fresher who just finished his graduation or post graduation and he enters any organization for any kind of a work, he should get familiar with that organization and the people who are working, isn't it? That's why we go with induction, so that they don't have that hesitation. They need to be free and they need to actually talk to everybody in a normal way. They should not have that fear. That's the reason induction is the first thing which the company will actually take into an action. It is a process of receiving and welcoming. Please do understand, what is it? See, we always feel good, no? If somebody receives us, somebody makes us comfortable, isn't it? That is the reason induction is being given now. Now, it is a process of receiving and welcoming an employee when he first joins a company and giving him or her the basic information which they need to settle down quickly and happily and start. So that is what induction is, and induction is a 2-mark question. So please make sure that you write and you don't get less than 2 marks. You should get like exact 2 marks. Induction is all about introduction, right? Next, in induction, what all will happen? So the first thing, though it is like a boring kind of a thing for so many candidates, which I have seen because I've gone for so many trainings, so many induction programs, where I've seen that there are many of the candidates or the employee, whoever comes for the first time and they are working in an organization, they feel it is more of theoretical, where the one of the person who gonna start the induction, he'll tell something about the history of a company. But let me tell you guys, you should not feel bored. You should feel good and you should know more about the company which you're working. So whatever you would have got information in the internet about the organization is not always true. So the person who starts telling about the history of a company, he is a person who knows exactly what the company has gone through. So first they're gonna go with history, then they're gonna go with the goals. Here what they do is, when they go with the goals, they always tell you something about the vision and the mission, right? So vision and the mission of the company will be clearly mentioned in the induction itself. Then the language which they actually have conversations with, right? They actually tell what exactly you are supposed to speak, how exactly you are supposed to behave, and you need to be careful with the tone which you go with it. So all these things are what the basic introduction, basic rules, regulation, and the code of conduct, everything will be given there. Next, the politics here, how people are working, what exactly they expect from you, how you are supposed to be with your colleagues, everything you will be getting in the induction itself. Then the people, how people are, performance proficiencies. Now always they tell something that they always motivate you so that you work and you be the best what you can do it in your office time. Now, the characteristics of induction, this can come for 10 marks. So please be careful. What are the characteristics of induction? How inductions help so that the employee is benefited, the company is benefited. Why they get benefited is through this. The first one is, in induction, what they do, they encourage employees to ask questions. That means they're not like only one side people. They want you people to ask more questions so that they can clarify it. See, that is a beautiful characteristics of induction. It is not just one way, it is like two-way kind of a session, including information on both technical and social aspect of the job. They only don't talk about technology or the technical aspect, they also go with social, right? How we are supposed to be. Next is making the new employees the manager responsibility for the orientation. So any employee who comes, whose responsibility is it? Is the manager's responsibility. Avoiding embarrassment to the new member. So nobody should feel awkward. Arranging formal as well as informal interaction with managers and peers, in the sense colleagues. Peers is called as what? The other colleagues. Providing relocation assistance such as house hunting, information about the local society and etc. See, there are so many people. See, India is a diverse country, isn't it? There are a lot of states, union territories. Now, suppose if we have a company in Bangalore and a person who got selected is from Delhi, right? Now they need to relocate, isn't it? They need to reshift. Now they need to come to Bangalore. Now they don't know anything about Bangalore. So what happens in the induction itself? Though it is formal as well as informal, we talk to the peers, isn't it? We always need to make them comfortable. We should always treat any employee who is our company employee is like our own family member. So what is that we should do? We need to give them the relocation assistance, where exactly you will get your house for lesser rent, what exactly you are supposed to do for taking a loan, or where exactly you are supposed to relocate. Everything the members gonna talk and they'll tell what exactly you are supposed to do it. Next we have is objectives. What are the objectives of induction? It can come for a 10 marks question. The objectives are listed here. To help the new employees to develop a close and cordial relations with the existing employee. What happens every time? This is the reality which you need to know. Existing employees are there, right? So what they do is they're not comfortable with the newbies. Whoever comes new, they're not so comfortable. Why? Because they don't have a rapport. Some of the employees, they also feel there is a problem. That's the reason the company has hired new people. So his job is at stake is what they always think. So that time, the induction will help the existing employee as well as the new employee to have a cordial relationship. To give the new employee necessary information such as location of the different buildings, company rules, leave rules. See, this leave rules is very, very important. Always, each and every company has their own payroll system. Each and every company, they have their own leave system. Each and every company, they have their own rules, regulation, code of conduct. So any person who's new to the company, it is the duty of the existing employee to help him to learn more about this company rules and regulation, ethics and policies. To help the new employee overcome his natural shyness and nervousness in meeting and new people in the organization. Always people who are introverts. This is not for the extrovert people. This is for the introvert people. They are always shy talking to new person. So this induction helps them to overcome this shyness. To develop a sense of belongingness and loyalty among new employees. See, if you don't have that word belongingness, if you're not treated as a part of the organization, the person is always left over. So what is that induction does? The objective is what? To make sure that that person is in the family and he is the member. That is what you are supposed to give him. To help the employee know the different facilities and opportunities available in the organization, it is very, very mandate that all the employers always want the existing employees to encourage the freshers And see, the employer will not come and he'll not tell everything. He wants the existing employees to motivate the freshers so that the freshers need to understand what are the benefits and the opportunities which is there in the company if they perform really good. So that is what the main objective of induction is. Now, in induction time itself, many of the company, what they do is they always appreciate their existing employees for their achievements in the past. Reason is the freshers who are listening to it, who are saying that, they also feel that next year I should also get felicitated, next year I should also get this appreciation award, next year I should also take this performance appraisal, which is monetary benefits. Now that is what the objective of induction is all about, right? So we went with characteristics, we also did objective. Next is purpose of induction. Why the purpose? Why induction? First thing is, as I mentioned, work culture, compliance, retention, retention of employees, right? That is very, very important. Next is productivity will increase. It saves times and money, and company reputation is also there. See, any fresher who comes to the company and there is no induction, the fresher feels, "Arey, what is that I've come for?" There is no induction. So reputation of a company also lies in giving induction. Problem faced during induction. See, everything which has a boon has a bane. So what are the problems of induction? The first problem is the role clarity. In the induction itself, the role will not be clearly mentioned. Reason is, business is uncertain, it can change accordingly. So they don't tell the role exactly what the person needs to do. Giving too much information at a time. Now, I told you, many of the people, they don't like to attend induction. The reason is too much theoretical aspect, too much theory things, which is like it will go out of your head. So lot of information they give it about that company for like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours continuously, and nobody listens to it. That is the problem here. Lack of digital support. This happens to many of the small companies where they don't project their company in digitalized platform. That is what people feel, that it should be digitalized. Wanting to do everything on the first day, that is a problem. Many of the companies, they feel that they need to tell rules, regulation, code of conduct, policies, how leave you should take, why you shouldn't take leave, everything they tell in a single day. The entire procedure which happens for 1 year, they want to tell that 365 things in just 1 day. So that is overload. Time management. Now in the induction, time management always have a problem because they need to tell everything in the first day itself. Impersonal experience. So this is the reality which you people need to know. There are so many people who have not got experience of induction. So the minute they go for induction thing, the first time they feel it is like kind of boring. Next one, we have induction program planning. Now how this program is planned, the first thing is, prepare a checklist before induction program. What you are supposed to speak, what you are not supposed to speak. You are supposed to have a checklist. An effective induction program covers employee training. In the induction itself, you are supposed to clearly mention that how your training will happen, whether it is on the job training or off the job training, which one you will go for the first off the job, in that which one you are supposed to go after clearing off the job. When you come to the on the job, what exactly training procedure will you go, that should be clearly mentioned in the induction. Encourage social interaction with your team. Now in the induction also, it is not just formal, it is also informal which you are supposed to go. So encourage the social interaction. Discuss company goals and mission. I told you, goals and mission, vision and mission, that is what you are supposed to discuss. Ask for employee for feedback on the induction program. Always we need to do one thing, that is, after the entire induction is done, one of the fresher who has gone through this induction program, you are supposed to ask them their feedback. But let me just tell you here, out of 100%, 68% to 70%, this is the statistics which I am not giving, this is the statistics given by the journal reports. They say that the fresher who has gone through induction program, they'll not give the real answer, the real feedback. Reason is they feel that if I tell something else, what will the manager think? Because the manager has given the induction, isn't it? Say the manager has given induction which is quite very boring, and they couldn't understand even a single word which the manager has spoken. Now the end of the induction, now say suppose I'm the candidate who was the fresher who got that induction program, everything, right? So the manager will come and give me the mic and he'll tell me that Abhilash, how was this induction program? Did it help you? Now, I can't tell that it was boring. I can't tell that I didn't understand. I can't tell that whatever you spoke really did not mean anything to me. But what will I tell? Instead, I'll be in that category of 68% to 70% where I'll tell, so this induction program really helped me. This was so good. The way you spoke was really nice and I felt that there is something. Now, I'll boost something else, right? So that is a problem of the feedback, but trust me, you should be the same. You should fall under that 68 to 70%, or else the manager will feel so bad because entire company employees will be there. So what will he feel if you give a positive report, whichever is not true? Next, training is again 2-mark question. They're going to ask you define training or what is training. So you are supposed to go with it. Training is all about what? Giving extra knowledge, upskilling your skills. That is all about training. So here, training is an organized activity for increasing the technical skills of the employee to enable them to do a particular job efficiently. That's the reason we give training. There is a person who gave a beautiful definition of training, which I have quoted here. That is Edwin B. Flippo. He says, training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skills. So what it will does, it will increase the knowledge and skill of whom? Of the employee for doing a particular job. Very simple definition which I have given. Please do write the same definition. If they're going to ask for 2 marks, what is training or define training? Go with Flippo. What he says is, training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skills of whom? Of an employee. Why? For doing a particular job. That's it. So this is a very simple example. Next, benefits of training. What are the benefits of training? Why you need to go under training? See here, after induction is done, right? The fresher who was a candidate before, now he becomes an employee. He has gone through induction. Now he knows what the company is, how the people are, how they are supposed to go with it. But he doesn't know how the work should be proceeded. So what he goes under training. So the first one is, it improves the morale of employees. The more training the person gets, what happens is the less supervision is needed. So they'll not waste much time. Accidents are less. Chances of promotion. The more and more vigorous training you go with it, your skills are increased. Your knowledge is increased. So you will not be in the same position. You will get promotion. Reason is what? You have upskilled your skills. Next, increased productivity. Because accidents are less, supervision is less, productivity will be more. Reduces employee turnover. Why employee turnover happens is, when they feel that they are not meant for that company, employee turnover is more. Either the employer don't want that employee or the employee don't want that employer. So if training is given, what happens? The satisfaction is there that I can do anything, right? So here, reduction of employee turnover will happen. Build a competitive advantage. The last one is prevent and address skill gap. Is there any skill gap? It will be minimized. So these are what the benefits of training. That's why each and every person, whoever is a fresher, when they join any company, the company first make sure that these people need to go under training. So need of training. Why there is a need? The first is productivity, quality improvement, reduction of learning time, industrial safety. So accidents will be less. Reduction of turnover and absenteeism. Technology update. You should always get updated with technology. Effective management. So these are the needs of training. If you understand the benefits and the needs are the same itself, right? Next one we have is methods of training. There are 2 types of training which many companies they go with it. The first one is on the job training. That is, while you are working, you will get trained. off the job training, you're not working in the company, you are learning somewhere outside. So on the job and off the job. Now what is on the job training? This is the most common method of training in which a trainee, there will be a trainee, is placed on the specific job and taught the skills and knowledge necessary to perform it on the job itself. There will be a trainee and he will actually teach. So what are the types of on the job training is? The first is job rotation, coaching, job instruction, committee assessment, and then you have internship training. Now here, please understand job rotation. I have explained in the second chapter itself how job rotation happens. Please do watch the video. Job rotation, you will understand. I'll just tell you what happens in job rotation. I'm the HR person. Now I get training. After 6 months, I'll go and I'll be in the marketing team. Again, I'll be getting training there. Again, after marketing, I'll go for production. There also I'll get training. Why? Because I need to know each and every field properly, so that this type of training, this job rotation, is not for big company. It is only for small company where employees are less. Next is coaching. There will be one person who will be one-to-one. He'll be telling what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Like that, we have on the job training. Next we have is off the job training. Here the employee will not be working. He'll be outside the company and people will come and teach him how the work should start. Right? Say one of the best example which I always tell is the UPSC exam. After they clear UPSC exam, when these people are cleared IAS exam, IPS exam, IFS exams, or all these kind of exams, they go under training. Now they'll not get their position. They'll not get their duty the next day itself. They are supposed to go for a off-the-job training for 6 months, 3 months, according to their position, right? So what happens there from the, say example IAS officer or IPS officer. I'll take an example of IPS officer. Now that person need to actually go for drill. He should actually write how FIR is supposed to be written, how complaint is supposed to be taken, what is the action. See, from the constable level till the IG level, he'll get trained. And then after getting all the training of the job, like lectureship, classroom, teaching, case study, everything, then he will be assigned, okay, training you have cleared. So now you can go for posting. When he goes for posting also, he'll not get that IAS or IPS position. Again, he should go with off the job training is done. Now he should go with on the job training. His senior should be there. He should check whether he's doing right or wrong. After everything is done, now the position is given to this IPS officer, and now he is free to go with it. So here the first one is case study method. Now what is this case study method in the sense? Somewhere something would have happened, that theoretical part they're gonna tell. Now you are supposed to read everything, and if you were in that situation, how well you will handle it, you are supposed to go with that. That is the case study material which they're gonna give. Now incident method, some incident would have happened in some other state or some other country. If you are the manager of that particular company, how will you manage? That is the incident method. Role play, in-basket method, business game, grid training, lectures, conference. You need to attend lectureship and conferences so that you will understand more. So these are the methods of off-the-job training. So any doubt regarding this session, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you. Thank you.